All right, guys, welcome back to the WeMaxit YouTube channel. I'm your host JD, and obviously we have our co-hosts with that will be joining. We have Tito already here from Curacao. We're going to be deep diving on as to what happened to all of the teams and what will happen to the other teams coming in. All right, CPT Rico, thanks very much for being here. So, Tito, how are you doing? Hope all is well with you and the family.
Yeah, man, everything is good over here.
All
Um,
right. Go ahead. Go
yes.
ahead.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know. You can go because there's not really much to say.
okay. All right, CPT Rico, thanks very much for being here. Guys, as you come in, make sure to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. So we're going to be starting with Curacao because we have Tito already here. Curacao got eliminated in on penalties via St. Kitts. St. Kitts did well for themselves because they went on to actually qualify completely for the Gold Cup. So congratulations to St. Kitts. But let me just bring up Curaçao's situation right here, and you can talk us through what your thought went wrong, and then we can build up the show as well as at the same time people will be coming in.
Yeah. So, one of the main things that went wrong is mostly on the wings, as the system that we play revolves around the wingers, and we had a total of 13 players unavailable, most of them wingers, which forced us to basically use wingers, some players who aren't wingers like Jurgen Locadia, who scored the goal for us on the wing, and also some players who really aren't good enough to play for the team. We had to play on the wing. So it was basically some of that, and also on the point of the players really didn't play with any intensity or passion, as what we saw with St. Kitts. St. Kitts had a lot of passion, they had a lot of heart, they wanted to win it. Our players, you could see after the first goal, they stopped trying, they stopped caring, and basically, which allowed St. Kitts to get back in the game. There was no pressure, and yeah, we deserved to lose.
Okay, fair enough. But you said they never played with any passion. And to be honest, I saw something similar to Suriname's performance. Like when hard times touch them, it's like they kind of regress rather than step on it and go forward. So what you think posed that, like what you think created that problem? What you think created that problem?
I think it probably might be the change in coach, the rap with for Curacao especially, since in our last 14 matches we've had four or three different coaches, so which is not good. So the players will sort of play also with sort of like, oh, this is sort of a joke, since yeah, this guy is probably going to be here for like 2 3 games and then we'll never see him again. The players sort of play like that, and it's also probably mostly because the sometimes it's really about culture if you see it, because like when you look at a team like Jamaica, those players, they always go out there and they play to their best with heart, and the Jamaican culture is mostly rooted a lot in these players. So your players will do that, while our players, while they grow up with the Curacao culture, it's not as strong as the other culture. So it's sort of the lack of culture with the players, and the lack of heart could probably due to be the problem of poor managerial decisions from the federation. And yeah, some players have spoken about it, that they really don't like what the federation has is doing. So that's one of the main problems with the team. But as of right now, the people on Curacao keep putting the blame on the coach at Remco. But there's nothing much that the Remco can do. Remco can set his tactics, tell the players what to do. But if the players don't do it, there's really not much Remco can do.
All right. Before we get in deep dive, we are gonna go through the comment section just to give you a little time to maybe look at some of the players them that I think can go forward. Let me just go to the comments while you get gather the players that you think Suriname could go far. You mean Curacao could go forward with. We're gonna go on Suriname and others after, but we have to make sure we give Curacao their segment, and then we move on to Suriname right after that. Let me just get the comments here. The bestest documentary. Tennessee, massive respect. Thanks for being here. Yeah, man. JC said bless up as well. Condolence to Tito. God King says bless up. Big up JD football boss. We are trying our best, as you know. The boys going to have names in the back of their shirt. Of the shirt. Maybe I don't know. I think so. It should be.
No, they
McCallum says big up Tito. The Jamaican JD don't cuss today. I am not cussing today. I'm just going through everything to learn what's going on. CPT Rico. Then we have Drew Russ checking in. Massive respect for everyone that comes in. All right. O'Neill Reed says good night, JD. Big up yourself, man. Thanks very much. Fabian Full said I should fix my face. I don't know what happened to my face. And then float management. Massive respect. Just no too long come from the boys training session. Okay, well, you should have sent it to me. All right. El Padrino, thanks very much for being here. Yes, so anyways, you said a few players never looked up to scratch. All right. And this is a conversation that we have to have in the future. All right. Because we realize that we are kind of tied with a lot more things than what we first believe. Because here you're saying the passion and the drive and maybe the aggression. Maybe the problem is Concacaf level of football kind of introduce, kind of based off aggression and physicality a lot more than what I first gave it credit for, because the reason why people said Suriname and Curacao feeling is because they don't have that physicality. They rather play the technical style football and anybody can get to them. Would you agree?
yes, I do agree because when you look at Europe, it's not really much aggression, and only some teams like probably Germany you could give them that because the Germans play really aggressive sometimes. But in CONCACAF, it's more aggression than anything else. These players play a style of football that's possession based. That's what they know best. Build up from the back, use the wings at your advantage, and yeah, that's one of the problems. These players are really, some of them for Suriname aren't used to the aggression. Same with us. The only players that are used to the aggression in CONCACAF are some of the veterans like Leandro Bacuna, Cuco Martina. But the rest of the players, they're not really used to it. So
Okay, okay, all right, fair enough, fair enough. So who you think you need to change it out? Because obviously, I think you guys not progressing to the Gold Cup, that kind of style, both yours and Suriname as well. But I'm gonna stop with yours at this point. Then we will get on Suriname side. So who you think you have to move on from, and what pieces you think you would need for you to catch up, because we're going to talk about Jamaica and Jamaica being in the Gold Cup and them I didn't know, and how far behind Curacao and Suriname could be at the same time.
the things that need to change and the players we need to move on from are specifically Brantley Kuas and Rangelo Yanga. Yanga, we saw him as striker. He would get the ball, horrible first touch. It would be heavy. He won't be able to do anything with the ball. We saw around I think the 70th minute with Juninho Bacuna made a perfect backheel pass for him, and he didn't even shoot it on target. He shot it wide into the side netting. So those two players are the two players that bring nothing to the team really, and they haven't brought anything into the team in years. Kuwas is really only here due to injuries. Yanga is here because Ramco as well also plays a bit favorites, but originally Yanga was supposed to be the third option for the team going into the Gold Cup. But due to all the injuries that happened and some players pulling out due to personal issues, they had to send Locadia, who was originally going to be the striker, on the wing, and Yanga to start.
Okay, okay. Okay, so you can build with the bakunas just the same. You're saying that the bakunas are okay, and they are the ones you have to build with, and you have to add a few pieces. You had a striker playing that moved from Netherlands to the MLS. Or is he progressing?
Nigel Roberta, yeah, you've talked
Yeah.
about them and
Yes.
you've highly praised them in 2021. Nigel Roberta hasn't been progressing well, very injury prone, and still, sometimes Remco talked about it back in March that he still hasn't decided to play for us, as he's still like in and out, in and out. But honestly, as of right now, with the striker death and how he's been playing and how injury prone he is, Nigel Roberta would be like a third or fourth string striker for us.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So, all right, that's the next thing too. So, at this point, you're gonna say that Suriname, Curacao will drop off big time then because of the extra games that you don't have via this competition. Because now you have 80 going in because these are all the competitors for you. El Salvador 80, Jamaica, Panama, Costa Rica. All of those teams were the teams that you're trying to run up on, so you don't see your team dropping off significant, to be honest, based off you not progressing through this. Or you think it's gonna still work out?
The problem with it being it's going to affect the team's chemistry a lot. The other teams are going to get chances, especially Trinidad and Tobago, who's replaced Nicaragua. They will get a chance to get better chemistry and have enough time to prepare. What I wanted to propose is that I thought it would have been a great idea if both the Curacao team and Suriname team were to go back to the Netherlands and not even a big stadium, probably a small stadium, and play a friendly there just to sort of get that chemistry, keep it going. But yeah, it likely is going to affect us. It's going to affect Suriname as well, but I think it will affect Suriname more since they have less chemistry with each other. So,
Okay, okay,
but I do think it's going to affect us, but
not big.
we'll have to see.
All right. So since we talk about Suriname, we're going to go to the comment section, guys. Please do smash a like button and share the video around, so we can get the visibility on it. All right. So we have Sheridan, massive respect, Sheridan. Thanks very much for passing through. Eagle Republic, massive respect. Kush, how you doing, man? Hope all is well. Says JD, manners and respect. Busy day, but I'm listening. No problem, man. I truly respect it, man. And remember, guys, we have still yet to give away one prize, and so that means every week it goes on, we have to give away one prize for the week. So this is the second week, so we should give away two prizes for the best comment. Jason is a little bit busy today because he's going to be dealing with the press conference. So maybe tomorrow, if not today, we will try and get it out there for you. All right. He's looking for the comments them, and we will be giving away the gift cards them. Triple E, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Jay, anyway, that oh you doing, man. Hope all is well. JD, has Curacao dropped in your rankings of Concacaf teams after failing to qualify for the Gold Cup? Yes, I think Curacao and also Suriname dropped off in my rankings of teams. All right. Obviously, it's just one game, but I still have to factor it in because they're not going to get so much games, and a lot of them were close to other teams. All right, we're going to do a ranking list and give our top 10 teams right now based off actual performances and maybe the value of the team with the quality of the team. All right, and I think I have to factor those things in to make my top 10. I'm going to wait until African comes, he gives his statement, and then we move on from there. All right, so for Suriname lost to Puerto Rico on penalties after 0-0. Tough chances they missed. Cheryl Rebecca missed one in the open minute. Then you had Class. Class got a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I don't know. He never made up his mind what he wanted to do with the ball. He tried to pass it at the end, and the goalkeeper claimed it very easy. The goalkeeper came out and make a few big saves as well, commanded his backs well, and Puerto Rico gave a commanding performance for themselves as well. Play through the lines. I thought that Suriname was open in the middle because they were using Cherry and Bessissoir Besiswar kind of tucked in rather than staying out because he's not a natural out and out left winger, to be honest. All right, Chara Lebec, I thought he did okay. Let me pull it up right here. Tefreda, I thought that Tefreda never he never played bad, but he was a little bit not up to the pace, maybe because he just came in. You get me? He created the problem that I wanted, which is to get centrally and create as much effort to so the wingers could have come in. But I thought that Besiswar and Cherry might maybe both of them shouldn't have started because the lack of pace on one wing really caused Puerto Rico to advance on them. And as soon as Justice Soon came on, it just looked completely different. So really and truly, Suriname still has a lot of quality, but they need a lot more games, and that's exactly what we were talking about. They wanted games in order to expand themselves, and I think the lack of games will set them back, just like Curacao. Maybe because they have more quality than Curacao by a good stretch, to be honest, that they can build off. I think they might not be in so much problems as Curacao, but I think Curacao might have to look within himself and set a structured plan. But Suriname already gotten young players, like abundance of young players, so they can build off the back of that and then add more pieces, so they can use that young pool to convince others that yes, we have a project going. So but I wanted them to get into the group stage so they could get those additional games to advance in talks to get people in the country. And I just believe that failure kind of set them back as well. So I would drop them in my rankings and also drop them in what to expect for them in the immediate future, like the next 5 games, to be honest.
Yeah,
Would you agree? What say you on it? And then
I do agree with that, and I do think Curacao also should be dropped until we start picking up back form. But for Suriname, yes, their main problem is chemistry. But the other main problem for Suriname is that they don't have a lethal finisher. You could say yes, Geraldo Becker, he's done amazingly, 15 goals in the Bundesliga, but Becker has underperformed for Suriname. Really, when you look at it, because when you look at the opponents that Suriname has faced prior to now, like in World Cup qualifying, he
Mhm.
only scored against, I think it was Bermuda, where he scored a brace. But after that, he's really not shown much for Suriname. They should really be looking around that. But Suriname should also be focusing on really bringing in more young players and dropping out some of the older players. Since when you look at Suriname's team, they have a really old squad. Like what? They have 35-year-olds in the team, and
Yes, yes.
a lot of
But the
players.
problem is they brought in a lot of young players. But the problem is they wanted to take their time because it looks like they never looked at Puerto Rico as a big threat. So they wanted to take their time. They believe that what they had now they could have worked with. So they never wanted to take all of the younger players them in now. It looks like they wanted to just work with the class, Kenneth Paul, and maybe a few more with the local grown one, which is um Flater. So you want they have like young like 4 solid young players and mid-20s a lot more. So it's way younger than the previous squad, to be honest. So they want and you realize they never even started Stefano. So it tells you what their intentions were. Like they were trying to take their time to blood in everyone. So that's why I said the matches would have helped them significant because they have so much players that they want to fit in. It can't work. Look, backboard wanted time. Dextale wanted time. Kenneth Paul wanted time. Class wanted time. Tifreda wanted time. And Cherry barely played for Suriname, wanted time. That's in the starting 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in the starting 11 wanted time. And then on the bench, Rosella gets enough time for Suriname. He plays in smaller games as well. Denzel coming in wanted time. Wild Scott wanted time right there. Blackson wanted time. Sporkslade wanted time. Sanchez This is his first game. Wanted time. So in total, it's 11 players in the squad that wanted time. That is too much, and then the others are older. Some of the out of the other 12, some are older. You
I
understand
think,
me?
yeah, that's the problem. When players want time, it's going to be a big problem, and the only way to really solve that is to have more matches. But yeah, it's a bit unlucky with that. But some of the players with the man who wanted to play aren't really that good and really wouldn't have brought anything into the team. Some of the players like probably Will Scott, he's not really that good. He's underperformed in England. When he was announced by his team that he would be
And surprising, not
returning,
to cut you, surprising, Wild Scott actually perform better than Charles Becker for Suriname. You know, Wild Scott is actually the better performance
there's
for
some of
Suriname.
those players like there's guys like Leandro Bacuna who underperforms for at in England for any club in England, but he performs well for Curacao. Will Scott he underperforms severely for his team in England, but he plays good for Suriname. It's one
Yeah,
of those
because he
cases
scored on
where you
Jamaica.
really
He scored at Jamaica, and when he came on, you're wondering why this guy was not on the field the whole time because he was the one that's creating the problems for
there's
Puerto Rico.
it's really
Direct cutting in
insidious.
and causing problems.
Sometimes it's not really on paper. Sometimes you can really start your best players who are the best players on paper. You have to start the ones who will perform better for the team. Like
Yes.
Becker doesn't causes problems, but not really problems that oh we have to focus on him. We have to focus on closing him down, shutting him off. Becker underperforms too much, really.
But I think for Baker, for me, I think he actually performs. You know, the problem is if you're not watching the games or not watching every second of the game, you might believe that because the problem is you're not getting anything in the back of the net. And if he puts in 15 cross or 10 cross or beats four players, link up a play, it does not turn into a final result. So it will be easily looked like he didn't do anything to be honest, but he plays better than what the score line says. Even
The
this game,
thing
he created three opportunities
I gotta
and
give him
nobody
this.
finished it.
I
You
gotta
not
give
hear
him
me?
this. Becker, the last two matches, which was against the last
Mhm.
match before this was against Mexico, he played well in that match too. He caused Mexico a lot of problems in that match. He's played well
But,
for
but
Suriname.
no final product. But no final product from the
Yeah, that's the problem.
forwards.
The problem
So
is with Suriname, they struggle with the exact same problem as sometimes they either do too little or do too much going forward. They probably make one or two passes too much, or they don't make enough. That's the problem with them. And they also struggle with the problem that they don't have a goal scoring striker. A lot players are either out of form or they really don't score much for their clubs.
yes, I agree. But I think Charles Baker he played even decent in this game because in that game, he created opportunities. He puts in good enough crosses. He's put in like three different crosses, dribbling in around four different times. That's seven options. So even though he was not on the score sheet, and he should have scored in the first 2 minutes, he should have scored because it's an empty goal. He beats the keeper, beat the defender, and and kicked and missed. Obviously, the pitch was wet, so maybe that's the excuse he's going to use. But at the same time, he still created all of that, but never finished in the end. But let me take some of the comments. Them Africans coming straight on right now, so we're gonna get into it. Owen, bless myself. Thanks for being here. Doing O'Neill Dawkins. How you doing, man? What's the price for the week? It's the same price every week. A €10 gift card or $10 out of Jamaican credit. So that we have 2 weeks to do it. So we're gonna look for all the comments them and do it on 1 week. All right, and then we catch ourselves up because once we say we're gonna do something, we have to do it. But Jason, yeah, Jason sometimes he let me down, you know. Yes. Damari said, JD, you can see Jamaica team for 2026 come together already. Of John Russell 22, Lottie Bodier 22, Deshaun Bernard 22, Kaim Paris 23, Shamar Nicholson, and Johnson, Shamar Nicholson 25, Liam Bailey 25, Whisper 17. Okay. Fair enough. Good evening, JD. The hype starts here in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, boy, we need this win. Well, it's the same thing. Jamaica in the same pool as Suriname, but Jamaica has 3 games as Curacao. Jamaica has 3 games to make these guys that came in feel good. The Demarai Gray, the Latibodier, the Deshaun Bernard, the John Russells. You need them to feel good. That they have something. They have something set for the future. They need to feel good because that's what you want. You just want that one break to just get something going. And then once you're over that line, you can convince everyone. See what we did against Mexico. See what we did against the United States. Obviously, it's the weaker United States, but it goes to prove that we are getting up to that level and they can't just walk over us with any team. You understand me? Yes. So that's how it looks. Time is the master. Yes, yes, but Jamaica get the better edge of that. Yes, but Suriname and Curacao is not. They have not gone anywhere. They just need to, as I said, Curacao is a little bit behind Suriname because Curacao wants the players them. Suriname gets the players them, but they don't have any game to
You
get
know,
the player them on the field.
the problem for us is mostly probably is just the fact that Suriname also we have to remember that Suriname is a bigger nation. They have way more people, so there's gonna be more players lined up to play for them than for us.
Yes.
We're a country. We're currently at 160K in population, and there's like over 300,000 people in the Netherlands with roots to Curacao. So compared to the millions in the Netherlands that can play for Suriname, so
Yeah.
it's a bit difficult for us to get players. For Suriname, it's going to be pretty easy, but the problem is going to be more on which one of those players will be can develop to play at a higher level, and how many of those big names could they get?
Well, you have to do something just as what we just talked about with Jamaica, and your Curacao. You have to win something to convince some of these guys because other big names are already there. Because I think Denzel, Becca, coming in, Cheery, those guys have names. You understand me? Apps have name, Kleiber have name. You understand me? And they're
Yeah, but
there,
when you
but you
look at
just need wins.
those names and the real one that the name who really stands out for Suriname is Geraldo Becker as his amazing season that has passed.
Yes.
Freddie is not really well known. He's known, but not it's not like oh my god, Shetty
No, no,
is
no, 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 no. No, the reason what I meant was what you can sell to people. So they still have a lot of quality players that have name that you can sell to people because people in Netherlands know them. Because I talk football and guys in there know them naturally. Obviously, Cherry, not so much as the rest that played in Netherlands, but yeah, they still know them just the same. So I'm just saying you could use that to sell. But let me just run through the comment section,
good.
give Africans his time to come in. Yes. Mara says Suriname no winning spirit. Bringing names is not everything. Suriname went to Gold Cup with half amateur teams. Yes, I understand. Danica and I said, JD, I saw Bala Kick in the USA YouTube comments fighting about Jamaica Gold Cup squad. Jamaicans are everywhere fighting with everybody. That's the one thing you can be assured that Jamaicans will be fighting everybody everywhere. You know, Charlotte Baker very disappointing performance. He was pocketed by a semi-pro. I don't think that actually happened in the game. If you watch the game still, I really like goalkeeper Jelani. Archibald Senkits, yes, he saved them for the first game, and it looks like he got them over the line in the second game. So what can I say? Damian McGregor, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive, massive respect. Tifred
That keeper for St. Kitts is really good at penalties. You got to give him
and
that.
Tifreda not deliver. Han must be on the bench next game. Give Rockhoffin the starting spot. I would agree with that. And Tifreda might need more game. Remember, he does not play much games. That's a problem. You know, these guys are on the list for 2 years now, but they have not played. How much game Tifreda played? Maybe what 2 games or 1 game? I think it's around 2 to 3 games max. You understand me?
Yeah.
So you can't tell a guy that he plays 3 games for our country and he needs to deliver every single thing. And that's the problem. Sometimes we have them on the roster, but because they have not played so much games, you think that they are not doing well, but they just need more time. All right. Okay, get to Jamaica. Get to Jamaica, the main attraction. Okay. I think you don't know about this channel if you say that is the main attraction. All right. Yes. Owen. Yes. You can't disrespect other people. You're up and running, big up yourself. 80 and Cuba ahead of Suriname. I don't think Cuba is ahead of Suriname at all. 80, I think 80, we'd have to see how it works out. But they have their quality. And you have to understand Puerto Rico's style of play on the night. You have to understand the style of play. I still believe that Suriname is still a good team. Give them more time, and they are going to be back. All right. Even if Jamaica is not successful in this Gold Cup, the look very bright. Dexter as well as Javine Brown. All right, no problem. Suriname bug side. All right, no problem, Mister Main Danger. You're back. Big deal and best of yourself. Jeremy Miller, big of yourself. Um, Wells, thanks for being here. No excuse for Suriname. We played horrible. We should be able to beat Puerto Rico with 9 men. Yes, that is truth. That is truth. All right. So, anyways, let me move on now. We have Africans here, and then we just want to make sure we can put up the roster for Canada, so we can get the conversation up, so we can have a round table talk. All right. If you just come in, please do smash the like button, share, and subscribe. So Canada listed 23 players, average age of 26.8, 19 players playing overseas, and their market value is 39 million. Obviously, market value does not tell everything, but it kind of give you an indication that yeah, you know, that's not the best Canadian squad. But Africans, you're up next. What say you on the Canada team and what you should expect and what happened in the Gold Cup?
Okay, let's go back to the Gold Cup. Let's go back to the Gold Cup first.
No,
Let's
to
go
the Nations League.
Nations League. Let's start with Nations League first. How do I describe this? This is the against Panama. It was uncomfortable, but they looked superior. Better talent was able to prevail there. Against the U.S., that's probably the worst I've seen them play since like the beginning of the Herdman era, which begs the question, what happened? They just didn't look ready. Honestly, there's a lot of talking points from a Canadian standpoint on that game. You can talk about how we feel, they made a few choices. Kennedy for Victoria, I think, was the wrong choice. In principle, it made sense because you're trying to have a little bit more mobility with the back line, the back three, but it really just emphasizes how big of a loss Derek Cornelius was. He was the most informed center back, and he was injured before. And Kennedy isn't necessarily a center back. He's more of a left or a right, more so on the left. That's better for his suit in terms of ball playing and moving. And I mean, the U.S. just tactically, it literally felt, I said this jokingly, but it's true. The assistant to the assistant of the guy that they're bringing back had a better strategy for Canada versus the guy they're bringing back. Now, it helps when you have an informed Gio Reyna. It helps if you have an informed Timothy Weah. Helps if you have, welcome to Concacaf, Balogun. After you saw all the fisticuffs for USA Mexico and go in. But
to be fair, the one thing is, Reyna wasn't really informed because he barely has gotten any minutes.
Reyna is not informed, Tito?
Look, he hasn't gotten as much minutes as you would think at Dortmund ever since the World Cup.
Yeah, but
he did do good at the last
every single second they put him on the field, he scores or assists. So
for the US, he's
Tito, not for the US, for Dortmund. Every single time this man plays.
Look, but he hasn't really gotten much minutes at Dortmund. He does score and assist basically every single time he's on the field for them. Yes, but minutes wise,
Tito, we have to be honest. If you don't get games, and every single time you touch the field, you score or assist, Tito, that is actually in form. You're just not getting enough game because the squad is so big and deep.
Okay.
That give Rain is props, man. Tito, come on,
That's
Tito.
just what props.
Okay, let me continue to complain. Okay, I need to make more excuses for the chat. Apparently, no. I think no, but I honestly think we were outplayed and outcoached that game. There's no qualms around it. It does bring up the question for Canada, which is, what are their biggest needs for their roster? They need a 10. I think they need a 10. Now, whether that's pushing Kone and Eustachio up the pitch, or if that's finding another 10 type profile, they need that, because I always say this with games. Like, whenever you're under pressure, you always revert back to your basic formatting. And whenever Canada's not doing well, they revert back to give the ball to Davies and let him create. Which is why at the World Cup, I said the most important player for Canada is Tajon Buchanan, because he allows Davies to play off the ball and he allows that decoy. Now, he didn't start for whatever reason. I think that's another mistake that Herdman made. But I think looking at the pitch, the glaring thing is we need a replacement for that center back. Victoria is not going to be able to play forever. He's already at 35, and they desperately need a 10. And a bonus one on that, I think they need to pick a lineup that suits their talent and also suits the pipeline as well. And why I say that is because it's great when you have Laren and David who are in form and can play well, but we've seen in big games, one of them is usually non-existent, unfortunately, right? So one of them has to be off the pitch, but if you're playing a 3-5-2, there's a lot more wing talent in Canada's depth pool than there is midfielders or anything else. So morphing instead of a 3-5-2, a 3-4-3, or a 4-2-3-1, or a 4-3-3 would be the best suit, I think, for Canada moving forward, because it would allow to get a little bit more talent onto the pitch, but then also give players more of a defined role. Keep Davies either as a wing back or a fullback, and then let Tajon play midfielder up, and then keep those players so that they can continue to excel in the positions that they are. But in terms of Nations League, no, like the U.S. outplayed us, outcoached us. The only hope that we have is that Berhalter is back, because I still think he holds back that team. But no, we were terrible against the U.S. and yeah, there's no running from that. No, anyone who watched that game could see. The U.S. was here and we were over here. But I think now it comes down to what do we see at the Gold Cup, and also what other players can we see coming through for some of these friendlies for the end of the year before they get going to get ready for qualifications for next Nations League and Copa America.
All right, let me just go through the comments, and then after you just do the squad, and then we will get Tito involved and everything. Guys, if you just come in, please do smash the like button, share, and definitely subscribe. I will put the links for all of these guys in the description. So if you're interested, please go and support them as well. All right. So Eagle probably said, JD, this Reggae Boyz squad is not a chop and change that many believe. With the exception of Jamal Lowe and Ravel, this basically an upgrade. No King, no Phillips, no Amal Knight, no Faster. Well, no problem. I have no problem. Kevin, bless up yourself. Thanks for being here. I want us to give Canada a proper beat down at some point. Them get hype. Okay. Well, it seems like you get hype in the same statement, because they have achieved something. We have achieved nothing. But yet still, we are the ones to give them a beat down because they're too hype. So what it makes us? You understand me?
JD, it's not my fault that they brought JPL All-Stars to Toronto on a cool day and should have beat 6-10 love. It's not my fault. That's your federation's fault. Don't put that anger on me. Give it to your federation. And so while you're at it, tell them to fund their women and send them to Australia properly, please.
All right, Africans, don't let Owen draw you out. All right, Bridget, thanks for being here. Massive respect. Joe says most are brought through the Dutch football system. They need more games and improved their attitudes. All right. Thank you very much, Joe. And I think that's exactly what you said. Do you think Jamaica will face similar issues like Suriname with not having enough time to play together? Doing yes, I think so. I think so. But the difference is, um, I talked about what England football is and what Spanish and Netherlands football is. It's different level of football, and you guys tried to shun me away the last time I talked about it. When I said to you that look at Deshaun Bernard, he came in the other day, and the physicality that the man comes in with, you're wondering if it's Damian Lowe 4.5. You understand me? Um, so England, Jamaica, kind of a little bit more blessed with the type of personals that they do get to come and represent Jamaica because they're physically strong. Their footballing education slightly based around Concacaf. So most of them will come and fit in Concacaf a little bit faster than other countries because the difference with Mexico play technical football, but also they put the aggression with it and they build their league around that, and that is the big difference. Suriname has to figure out how to work with that. You understand me? But Jamaica will face similar problems, but I expect Jamaica to deal with it much better than how Suriname deal with it. Not saying Jamaica is better technical than Suriname because that is not true, but at the end of the day, the region requires certain things, and you have to get to what it requires. So they have to just get to what it requires and start doing it more regular. So push on these teams and make sure you force them into doing something. Kick some Canadian butts. Oh my God. Success Reggae Boyz in the Gold Cup. Earl Banjo from Suriname, respectful, not like me in danger. Canada don't achieve nothing at all. They won the actual octagonal. I don't. Jamaica have never won the octagonal in life, so I can't say that they are no good. They have they have reached the finals of the Nations League. That's an achievement of a group league eight, no, the Nations League, because there's only one group
Yeah.
stage group no finals, one finals. But all I'm saying is, guys, we need to learn to give people respect. All right. Canada, what I saw them doing, they are a good team, and Jamaica has the potential to get up there as well. And this is an opportunity that Jamaica need to use to get up there. But I'm gonna give Africans this chance after reading out these three comments.
JD,
Um,
before
um,
I do want to ask you a
go ahead.
question though. Do you think it helps on the topic of Jamaica that they're getting all these new players for the Gold Cup, where and for lack of better word, and before this sounds crazy, I'm just going to say it like this, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Does it help that they're debuting at the Gold Cup versus qualifiers because you're playing in the same type of everyone's playing on the same type of standard, everyone has the same advantages or disadvantages, no one's going to complain
Mhm.
about pitch, everyone's together, and worst case scenario, and that there's no extreme variables, no one is pulling up to the Jamaican hotels and blaring vuvuzelas and having a party and disco till from 11 till 4. It's just there, they're playing their games, they can isolate themselves, they can work. Is that a better way to debut, or is that easier, or is better would have been in the actual qualifiers moving from there?
Um, what that atmosphere you're worried about? The
I'm
atmosphere, pretty
talking about,
much.
yeah, I'm talking about the atmosphere, but then also just like everything surrounding it, right?
I think for Jamaica,
There's not, yeah.
go ahead, because you're lagging a little bit. I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay, okay. And I was gonna say, yeah, I think from the standpoint of when it comes to World Cup qualifiers, it's you're playing 2-3 games a window, you're moving, you're going, you don't have much time. Everyone kind of knows where you at. There's more environment around this. For the Gold Cup, there's not as much hype. There's not as much even eye. So the team could get together, they could bond better and perform. Is that more of an advantage, or would you rather have come into the heat of qualifiers and try to go? You're going to Suriname 1 week, Panama the next week. It's snowing in the U.S. another week. Or would it be
No,
easier if it was just like this,
this is
coming
better.
in for the
This
Gold
is
Cup? Everything's there.
okay. No, I understand.
Yeah.
I think this is better. This is better. It is much more organized and stuff. And I think this is exactly what the coach sold to them. So I think they will work with it. And I think this is better for them to gel with the team. Even the
Yeah.
less games in the region with the qualifiers, I think it's actually better and more beneficial towards Jamaica. I honestly believe
Mm.
so. Let me just go through the rest of the comments fast so we can get back to it. Daniel says Suriname not good. From Man in JD. Okay, no problem. Martin Baker, massive respect. Suriname a big bug side. Stop hyping them up and beat down and Jamaica. I have not beat down on Jamaica. I thought the same way on all teams. How much does the fans and YouTubers influence change? Or is it the losing that has created the change? I think losing creates the change, and also people's vice create change. Period. Canada is on the same level as Jamaica, positioned below the top two. No, Canada is not an. I have no. You see a life funny. This is what they said. I always try to beat on Jamaica. What we have done for we to say we're on the same level as Canada? They have done better than us. They have defeated us as well, and also did better than us for the last 2 years. So we're not all three of them over Jamaica and the rest of the teams. All three of them, and we have to come and get. We have an opportunity to get to the party now. Why we always try to avoid the actual work? No, we have to go and do the work before we put ourselves with Canada. No. Them get a trophy for that. Okay, all right, no problem. JD alone, me say hype of Suriname. I think you don't realize that it's football. I like to talk. And what Suriname trying to do is something what I think is much more beneficial in football. Obviously, it's not going exactly as how Suriname would have wanted it, but that's how it goes. JD, a fight against Jamaica as a Jamaican. Your brain cell can't process things, and that is your biggest problem. I'm just telling you, I don't know what you're saying. You're just trying to create an argument out of no reason. You get me? Let me follow the conversation. All right. Sherman Scott, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. So, Africans, explain your Rasta for me, and then we can get into the conversation because Tito haven't really jumped back in. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, 23-man roster. Because they lost in the finals, I expected to see a few more of the regulars in. I'm a bit surprised by some of the players who did stay. Initially, I thought this should have been a tournament for Dane St. Clair in the goal. And maybe it still is, but I'm surprised Milan is with the team still. I would have liked to see another goalkeeper there because there's nothing I need to know about Milan. We know everything there. So the goalkeepers are Dane St. Clair, he's at Minnesota. Milan Borjan is at, he just left Red Star Belgrade. And Tom McGill, who's at Brighton and Albion, he is a goalkeeper on the U23s, just signed a contract there. So he's been with the team the last two camps. I would have loved to see St. Clair get the majority of the stops of the starts, and then maybe see McGill play a game here. Maybe the second game. The third game is probably going to be the biggest of the games, I think, going forward. But I would have loved to see Sinclair get that. But we'll take what we have. Center backs, Kamal Miller. A little surprised he's there. Scott Kennedy, I think he needs to wash that final out, and giving him another chance to start is good. So I think that's good for him to come in. McGraw, dual national, Canadian American. He switched over here, so he gets a start. He gets his first cap. He's a lot more aerial and can attack that. That's one of the major things, especially on set pieces, that we struggled against the US for. And our center back depth isn't as deep as we thought it was. Again, replacing Steven Vittori, who's right underneath him. I think that's a player that I would ask, why is Victoria? And then when we get to Eustachio as well, those two, I didn't think they should be here. I'd say give them a rest and then let them either get some time for getting ready for friendlies or let them just have an actual off season. Moise Bombito, Canadian, playing in the MLS as well. He got brought in to replace Derek Cornelius, who is still injured, can't come and play. We're going to see a lot. There's 6 center backs on this team, which means we're going to see a rotation of center backs. Hopefully a different combination of center back starts in every game just so we can see them all. And you can at least pair them off with veterans so that they're not just 3 inexperienced players, so they can at least play, learn, and then have at least some veterans behind them moving forward. So Bombito is actually an interesting one as well. Does offer some height, does offer some aerial dual ability in set pieces, but also defends decently for a pretty interesting Colorado team, we'll say it that way. So Bombito and McGraw, 2 players that I'm hoping get a lot of minutes. And we continue on the list. If you want to scroll that down, JD, please, and thank you. Thank you. At Akubi and Larea, for me, I'm a bit disappointed with Larea being on this team. I would have loved to see another fullback, either left or right. I don't know what he has left to show. We know what he is, essentially. So he's one player where I thought we could have looked at other young fullbacks here, but Larea and Adekudbi, those are fine. Bro Gilliard played a little bit during World Cup qualifiers in the qualifying stage, as well as during the octagonal, and then Dominic Zator just left the CPL, playing in Poland, I believe, doing well, was with the team last window and is here to play. Eustachio and Osorio, again, if you're going to keep vets, I figured one of 2 of them would be there, but I'm surprised that Eustachio is back, but he's probably going to mentor and run that line. I would like to see Eustachio get the same. I'd like to see Victor Lattori, who plays in Scottish Premier League. I would have loved to see him get the midfield in this tournament just to see what he's able to do and to see if we have to answer the 6th question or if we have an answer with him. Ali Ahmed having a nice year at Vancouver, a nice young Canadian, which I would have loved to see play more. There are some other midfielders I would have loved to see maybe come in, but they're not there. But so for this, now you're starting to get to some of the newer players and / the players who were on the bench for that World Cup roster when you're reaching down for it. So the last few names, David Wotherspoon is there. He's a vet that I'm surprised this year, but it doesn't hurt to have a veteran in that midfield room. But you already have Osorio, so maybe he offers something. He's one of the few midfielders who offers a little bit more of a range in attack. He'll send in those long shots in. If you notice with both of our strikers, no one is really striking the ball from distance. It's usually within the 18-yard box. So Witherspoon will at least provide that attacking threat, and he is one of the few, I think, interesting attacking midfielders. Then up top, you have Schaffelberg and Miller, Liam Miller and Jacob Schaffelberg, both hailing at one point from TFC, but now really doing better. Junior Hoylett, maybe getting a move here. A nice veteran for the front line. Charles José Brim. Not surprised to see him come in, especially when he came in last window. And Lucas Cavallini, who's playing in Mexico right now. So you got a few vets up. And Jason Russell Rowe. Happy to see him here. Would have loved to see his teammates, Mo Farsi, here. But I think Mo is weighing his options between trying to make the Algeria team and not trying to cap tie himself to Canada just yet. I would love to see him in for some friendlies. I think that's when we might see them. So when they come in for friendlies in September and October, players like that, that's when you want to try to get players like that, a Daniel Jebison, a Luca Koleosho. I think that's when they're going to try to get those players in because there's less pressure and they're just friendlies. They're not cap tying. So for young players, I don't think that would hurt them as much. But for this team, it's much what I expected because of the loss. Maybe you see an Osorio, you see a Larea, you see other players like that here in the camp. But overall, a decent squad. There are players I wish would have been here. Mathieu Chouanière, who's playing in Montreal. I think he deserved a call here. The goalkeeper in Montreal, Jonathan Sirois as well. Some players overseas. I would have loved to see a Theo Corbiano, who was on the roster for the Gold Cup 2 years ago, but isn't here, hasn't been getting many minutes. But I would have, again, for me, this roster for Canada was about trying to see some other young players. And maybe if you look at how they've set it up, their defense is very much intact. Midfield have some veterans, but then there's a lot of young attacking players, similar to what they did last time. See Tejan Buchanan, and he was able to really break out and become a name. I think if you're going to look for a player who can do something like that, the three new strikers, so Jason Russell Rowe, Jacob Schaffelberg, and Liam Miller. I think those three players, if you're hoping one of them can do that, I think it's probably going to be one of those three players who maybe can have a breakout this tournament and maybe start to push for those senior team minutes with the full squad. But yeah, that's a squad. It's not. I didn't expect it to be a strong squad, but I think this squad will be an interesting squad. I think they may struggle a little bit just because there's not familiarity, but I think that's when you have players. I wonder how much the vets will actually try to get these young players going versus trying to get their own in this type of a tournament, because that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, this is Canada's group. They have an easier group, but with a non quote unquote strong roster. I don't have any expectations. I'm just here to see minutes and see how players look in these games.
Okay, all right. Well said, Africans. Let me make sure I can bring in Tito. But what we want to do now, we want to go into predicting, and we're gonna start with the Jamaica roster. We're gonna put it on the screen, but we're gonna go through the entire brackets them, and we are gonna guess to see how it works out, like who wins it in the end. But Africans, you can't, before we bring in Tito, how can you be doing a tournament? Because if Jamaica had said that they are going there just to get game time, I think the coach would have been fired. So how can your coach have this luxury to say that you're going to check out some new players as to add to the squad? Is it that you guys have already reached the level that you're satisfied with? So you're saying, let me bolster my squad with some additional pieces.
I don't think Canada can afford to be satisfied with what they have. They just lost the final. So there's nothing happy and satisfactory about that. The reason why I'm looking at it this way is because based off of qualifiers, when have we seen new players, right? And that's been my one question. I've wanted Canada to be able to see new players and actually play them. So if actually giving the big guns a rest, all the strikers, all the wingers, the wing backs, I think that would have been the ideal situation. Say, okay, let's look at more depth. Let's test the depth. Let's see what we can do here. So for me, it's about now you players are in these high pressure situations. How do you perform? And how does that then translate to when they're on the actual pitch or on the bench? The coaches at least know this player performs in this way. This is primarily on the federation because, again, when do we have friendlies? Both men and women. When have we had a friendly this year? I'll hang up and listen. We haven't. So I think that's where the problem comes. If you don't have friendlies where you can see players, then when are you going to see them? You can only see them in major tournaments like this. And if that's what you're going to do, the only way you're going to see them, if you're always bringing the same team over and over again, you're not going to be able to do that. So I think that's where the difficulty, that's where I'm looking at the tournament that way from a standpoint of use this as a way to see more young players. The 5 or 6 players have established themselves. They have nothing else to prove. Now let's fill out the next 23 and then see what they can do.
Okay, fair enough. Let me just go through the Jamaican roster and then start with the expectations. So, Tito, based on a person looking out, looking from the outside, what you expect for Jamaica? Jamaica is ranked 63rd and in the region, which is bad comparable to what we have. Like what we have as valued, but obviously nothing ever went well the last time because we changed our manager from Whitmore to the assistant manager, which is Parlal. Then he thought that he would have gotten the job. Then they changed to Mr. Algrimson. Then Mr. Algrimson trying to change the entire approach to get as much players. So we had a culture of we have to have local players in the team. To know the local players ain't good enough, so more foreigners have to come in the team to mix with the local guys them that went overseas to get game. And they're playing at high level. So at this point, he has revamped every single thing. So the squad looks completely better. It's 2 times plus the valuation of Canada. So what you expect from Jamaica coming in?
Honestly, when you look at the squad on paper, what anyone would expect from Jamaica is basically reaching the final. But I'm not gonna say that since we don't know what we're gonna expect from them. Since Jamaica is a bit, how I would say, inconsistent with their performances. One match they will be at the top of the world, at the top of Concacaf. The next match, everything comes crashing down. So it's going to be really hard since, well, yeah, on paper Jamaica should technically be winning the whole thing. But the thing is, last Gold Cup on paper, the U.S. should not have won the Gold Cup last time, but they did. So it's really, I would say, what I want to say is, I expect at the very least a semifinal for Jamaica.
Oh Lord, Tito
Well,
put in a Tito. Is it because
he's
Curacao
not
never
wrong.
qualified? That's why you're putting so much pressure. So if we go to the quarterfinals, and so for instance, Canada, we played Canada, we lost to Canada,
Really?
and we made the quarterfinals. You wouldn't think that is a positive if we put in a quality showing, but we failed to break down Canada and then we lost it on penalties. You wouldn't be accepting of that because I would have been accepting. You have to be careful of the words, Tito, because these guys want to fire the coach. You understand me? And the coach just signed. So I have to choose my words wisely when I'm talking. I would be satisfied if we go to the quarterfinals and put up a fight, and maybe if we lose the game, we lose on penalties because I have to look at those things.
Yeah.
But if we get blasted out and we look 60s and sevens, then I have to be complaining. It all comes down to how we lose the game when it's a knockout game.
Here's
You
the thing.
understand me?
Yes, and I agree with that. But honestly, JD, come on. You're our only hope. You're the only hope for the Caribbean right now. Only hope. I don't want another US or Mexico winning the Gold Cup again. You're our only hope to bring some silverware to the Caribbean. But yes, we probably putting semifinal might be too much pressure on the coach, especially with him being new.
Tito, I agree with you. I agree. I said it in my previous video that I think the semifinals should be at least. But when I looked at it, I'm saying, damn, I have to be careful of the words that I do choose because in this category, I realize that YouTubers have influence, and a lot of people in Jamaica already saying that, oh, this is the best squad. So if we don't get semifinals, this coach not good because they have already started to say, Tito,
No,
that he plays 7 games and he doesn't have a win as yet. You understand me?
yeah, I can understand that, but when you look at all those games, the team changed drastically for all of those games. So he really never got the chance to implement something with one team.
Yes, but you don't know Jamaica. The problem with Jamaica, you
They
have
have
different.
patience.
No, it's not about patience because the guys them that hired him has the patience, but you have other guys that believe that the guys them inside Jamaica is better than the guys them on the team. No, so the guys them that we got from England, they think that they can get local guys that are better. Your persons
Hmm?
publicly come out and say that, and they are big in football in Jamaica. You understand me? So they can always use their friends to put pressure on whatever the situation is. So that's why when I'm analyzing things, I try to make sure I think through everything before I even say something. You get me? Because you don't want to be on the side that's putting pressure on the guy, which I want these players to play for Jamaica, and I want them to get the time because I think with time they are going to get better. But that is a society we have in Jamaica for football from in the 80s. In the 80s, because I had a clip with Della Pena complaining about the same thing in the 80s. So what stopped Jamaica from maybe not having good teams previously was because of the attitude of the persons in and around football in Jamaica, because they always wanted to go one way of the locals have to be the main part of the team, and then the rest of the foreigners be a part of the team. You understand me? And that's what they're fighting for today.
Wait.
And which I think is
Hmm.
sad because we are in an educational period where you can get everything on the internet. So you should give people more credit, and a lot of these guys come across. The
It's,
Demarai Grays came across. Look at the guy telling you that his family really wants him to play for Jamaica. And I can't believe you still have people like this in big positions. So
here's
that is the problem.
that
That's why I said I try to temper my
well,
expectation, but I think semifinals should be at least what Jamaica gets.
it is. It should be at least, especially with this squad. But the fact that there's so much really pressure on the team, and yeah, it's it's really hard to say. They should reach the semifinal because with the teams that, well, no offense to Afrikaans, but with the teams that Canada is bringing, listen, it's no offense, but
I,
when you look at your team, your defense really isn't much wow, especially with the center backs with some out of form. And Victoria, he's not fast; he's very slow.
oh, well aware.
Look, look at the Curacao game when we played you guys and when we were at home. Our striker Yanga, he's slow, but he outpaced Victoria.
Yeah, but Victor is like 17,000 years old. It's not like he's a young guy.
Yeah,
You get
that's the
me?
thing. And if you get guys like either Bailey, let's say Bailey cuts inside, he goes 1-on-1 with Victoria. Bailey should be able to win that.
Boy,
If
oh
Bailey gets
boy.
tired,
I would have to.
Bailey is
Bailey,
outpaced.
he's not a man that performs the best for Jamaica. So I think you picked the
That's
wrong
the
name.
thing.
You
Yeah,
should have
yeah.
just said Shamar Nicholson, Michail Antonio. Just say anybody
Or
else.
Gray.
Shamar's,
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry,
the
JD.
thing.
Shamar's done something against Canada. Show me too.
No, no. We need to put some respect on Shamar's name. You know, Shamar is own. Shamar is the only for like 50 million years. You know, it was only Shamar alone scoring for Jamaica. You know, everyone else just find
The
some
thing
other
is,
places to
you know
hide.
what?
You understand me? Yeah.
The
So we have
honest
to give
thing,
Shamar his credit.
yeah,
In
I
his
gotta give the guy
defense.
credit. Because look, when you look at his team, he doesn't get much minutes, but whenever he plays for Jamaica, he's always a danger.
Yes, we have to give him credit, man. But the problem is, oh, you see, like, for instance, this is how we talk. Our culture is aggressive, you know. So because of the aggression, we want things now. You understand me? So these guys come in now, they want it now, and I think this is going to be the destruction of something good. You understand me? So I'm just
It's
asking people, just please take the knowledge in and just understand these guys need time to really process. If they do make the semifinals, I would be over the top, but if they don't make it, I would not curse them either.
it's
I'm gonna assess things
it's funny.
because yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because it's the same with Curacao. People see the players come in, they're like, "Oh, you got these guys?" Even though they haven't played with the team, they're like, "Oh, we should be getting here. We should be getting here." They don't give the team any
I,
time to gel or nothing. And as soon as
so
we
Tito,
lose,
Tito, before you continue, guys, we are gonna come back to the conversation. Um, but let me know because we are talking about Jamaica now. What we are gonna get into the specifics, like what brackets they are gonna get if they are going to take which path. So what should be the standard? What should
Yeah.
be the standard? What should be the standard or what should be accepted for this Jamaica team? We're going to go through the team itself so people can follow up why Jamaica has this big hype going with it. All right. So, what should be the standard? We have 196 here. Just let me know which position in the Gold Cup you would be would be acceptable. Let me know. All right. So, I
Group
saw
stage
everyone
or
commenting.
just
Let
like
me know.
overall, JD? Group stage or
No,
overall?
no, just let me know. I just want them to tell me which position they would be comfortable with. Then they can go into the finer details to assess the performance of the team to give them a passing grade or a failing grade. So I'm waiting to see what people says. All right.
I think to me,
Wow.
their pathway comes down to if they win their group or not.
Yes, I know we're gonna get into that, but I just wanted to hear what the commenters saying. Jay anyway that says JD finals with Pinnock, but semis without him. So he said he will accept a finals or a semi-finals. So if he goes to the quarterfinals and we lost on penalties, you're not gonna evaluate the performances or you're gonna beat the coach Jay anyway. Let me know. All right, let me move on to semis. All right. So Jason says, getting out of the group has to be the base standard. Okay. So Jason said, out of the group, then he will evaluate. I think that is much more on a realistic standpoint. But obviously, other people they want to go
I
other
think that's a
ways.
low. I think that's a low bar, JD. I think that's a low bar.
A low
Just
bar
getting
to
out of the
get
group.
get
I think that's a low bar. But no,
Africans,
you know
Trinidad,
what?
Trinidad in walkover in Africans, and Mexico and United States just won the damn
oh,
tournament with with their weak squad.
Yeah, but the paper
So
is strong, JD. The paper is
the paper,
strong.
all right, okay. So okay, so that's how it goes.
oh,
So the paper is strong. So you're gonna put pressure. Okay, all right, no problem. JD, please, I'm begging you, don't support Jamaica in the Gold Cup. Choose them to lose every game. And why should I do that? All right, because every team you support loses. Support Manchester City. Manchester City win every damn thing. All right. So what are you talking about? I support Alan. Alan win every damn thing from the first day. I told you he's gonna win everything when everyone trying to draw out mathematics and act like they have sense. I told her he's going to score 15 million goals. And he went out there and scored 15 million goals. Dawkins, stop your foolishness, man. All right. Anyways. All right, let me go to the squad here because we want to go on the brackets. I want to have that conversation because we are running out of time. Guys, we have 200 likes people here. Please let me get to at least 200 likes. We are at 100 already. Please do just stop the like button and let me keep on running the content. All right? Yes, man. Filippo Secret Lover. What kind of account is that?
Huh?
No, I don't.
Filippo, that's statical. That's statical.
It's not mine.
It's tactical managers burner account.
No, I don't think this is you think this is burner account? I don't think so. All right, so you have on the Jamaican roster, you have Andre Blake, Connor Boyce Clark coming in for Reading, Jamali Waite, Ethan Pinnock, but he's not going to be available for the United States game. At least it could be for the entire tournament, depending on what happened in his situation. He has a personal issue, which I think he can take as much time he wants. Nobody in Jamaica can't say anything. Anybody say anything about that and talk about he's not committed with disrespect them. You understand me? He can take as much time as he wants. Family comes first. You get me? To hell with football and family comes first. You get me? Deshaun Bernard, Lati Badier coming in, Javine Brown, Damian Lowe, Adrian Mariappa, Amari Bell, Kemar Lawrence, Dexter Lambakisa, John Russell, Lambert, Bobby Reed, Johnson, Leon Bailey, Demarai Gray, Kaim Paris, Antonio, Shamar Nicholson, Corey Burke, Dujan Richards. So that is the squad. That's why people going over the top for the squad. And it's mainly because of the big names, to be honest. Because if you go into the squad, you could see the problem areas of the squad that could turn up to be a big time problematic, even with the best players on the field. You understand me? And that's how I try to evaluate football rather than trying to run out to say if we don't win everything, we have to fire the coach and all sort of things. I will be more reserved because I'm taking it from more of a footballing point, not really a fun point, you know?
Yeah. I never understood that if we don't win everything, fire the coach. I never understood any of that because, look, there's only so much a coach can do. Like, Jamaica could go out in the quarterfinals, and it wouldn't really be much of the coach's fault because if Jamaica play good but they don't score, is it really the coach's fault? It's not.
No, that's what I'm saying. We need to start evaluate football on a football basis rather than the sensationalism. Okay, you never check the individual games to say that, oh, we never got the result, but we can hit the bar 15 times. And we're just bad lucky than the day. I saw Manchester City lose his games that they are pretty much dominant in. You can't say it's Pep Guardiola's fault.
That's the thing. I always see it, especially with in the Caribbean, that as soon as a team doesn't win, oh, fire the coach, get him out of here now.
So you think that's what's all in the smaller teams to catch up with the United States and Mexico and Canada?
No.
What's stopping them? No, but remember, fans put pressure on the federations as well. Obviously, federations are terrible, but fans put pressure on the federations to force decisions. So, for instance, if a coach don't get certain results, they can force it to happen, and you get sacked before you get settled. So, I'm asking if that's the changing of coaches sometimes really hamper the smaller nations.
Here's the thing: if you consistently change coaches, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the team's progression. They're not going to get used to a coach. What they're going to start expecting, oh, after a couple of games, he's gone.
No, that's true. That's true. And I think, yeah, you can't be constantly switching the coach. Yes, people will call and ask for coaching, but again, with anything, you have to see progress. I mean, if they don't win, if let's go doomsday scenario. Jamaica doesn't get out of the group. Should they fire Holgerson? No, because they've looked better in their 3 games in Nations League and a couple of their friendlies than they have than the other 2 years combined. At the end of the day, though, I do agree, results are what you are measured by. You can look great on the pitch. You can pass the ball great on the pitch. At the end of the day, sometimes you're judged by how many goals go into the net and how many goals don't. So, yes, that's a fair point, but I do also think it goes both ways. I think you can, if you see the progress, maybe they're more likely to say, hey, this is how we win. We're on the right track. We can go here. But if it's like, if Jamaica goes out and loses every game like Canada lost in the final, that's a different conversation. I don't expect that from them. But like then that's when you can have those conversations. But if the team is just there, they're in every game. Let's say they're in every, they get to the corners, they play a really good game, but they lose 2-1 or 3-1. And it's not that they weren't good, but they just weren't clinical on the day. Whoever got them in the quarters caught them on the counter 3 out of 5 times, and that's the difference in the game. Are we bunning out the goalkeeper? Are we saying Blake shouldn't start anymore? Are we saying, oh, it's the midfielder's fault? Or are we just going to say, look, they got counter because these things got caught out. They got caught too far out. The counter hit us, and that's where we're at. So I think you have to be able to evaluate. I think any result can come, but you have to be able to actually know why you got those results. And if they become a consistent habit and pattern, that's when you have to go. If X player is always getting beats, do something about it. If coach sets up players that leaves you vulnerable for XYZ, get them out. But if you're playing and you're still there, I don't think that's a reason to do anything and change anything out. I think right now that's where it is. I think expectations are higher because on paper, the roster that they've brought is it has all the glitz and glamour, right? Antonio at the Gold Cup in this economy, let's bring it. A free Demarai Gray too. I've heard this Leon Bailey guy. We'll see him on the pitch, but a free Demarai Gray, what? Academy players here? Of course. Look at what everyone else is bringing. On paper, you should be. That's the expectations. Now the question is, you're evaluated on how close you reach those expectations and how you went about doing it. Right? To me, if Jamaica decides to play low block and just have one striker out and defend, and it's an ugly win, they'll take the win. You guys aren't going to complain. If you win the Gold Cup by defending 1-0,
I don't want to. I think I would. You know what? Let me not answer that one.
JD, if Halverson says, you know what, 5-4-1, and you win every game 1-0, it's ugly. It's a set. You win it like Greece won the Euros.
What you actually learn along the way, because now when the stronger teams come, you might, the low block situation might not work. Or you're saying that winning games just give you more boost. That's what you're saying.
What matters here? Is it just the trophy, or is it again? But that opens another conversation, right? What matters here? Is it winning the Gold Cup? Because if it's winning the Gold Cup, 5-4-1, low block, counter, Antonio Gray, Bailey, go get us our 1 goal, then defend like your lives depend on it. That's done. What do you learn though? And I think that's where you have.
That's my problem. That's my problem, and I think that's the coach's problem, because I don't think the coach is going there to win the Gold Cup. No, he's going there to learn things, because his main objective is to qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And if you don't learn anything, and then the stronger teams come and you won a Gold Cup, you might just lose out in the World Cup as well. You understand me? Obviously, United States, Mexico, and Canada won't be there, so it's going to be a little bit easier. But easier, I think still going to be difficult just the same, because we never finished in the top 4 last time around. We finished top 6, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's where and that's why I asked initially, what's better, having them all come in here for the Gold Cup, they're here, or having the experience.
They took away Africans. You were saying something, Tito? Just come in and Africans will sort his internet out at the same time, and then I can get the comment section right after that.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with a lot of the things that were said. For right now, I don't think we should put such a high for Jamaica to win the Gold Cup. No, they should use this, learn, and let's say Nations League. Let's set something for Nations League. For Nations League, set Copa America. There's 6 places to qualify for the Copa America. They should be able to do it. For Gold Cup, this is the strongest squad Jamaica will be bringing. So it's time for the coach to really, okay, let me find out what's gonna work with the team.
Okay. Our vibe says, JD, would your expectations for Jamaica change depending on their placement in the group stage? Yes, because that's what we're gonna look at now. Because this is the difference. As you could see, let me go through all the groups. Canada in Group D, Canada, Guatemala, Cuba, Guadeloupe. Then Group C, Costa Rica, Panama, El Salvador, Martinique. Group B, Mexico, Haiti, Honduras, Qatar, very, very tough group. And Group A, United States, Jamaica, Trinidad, and St. Kitts. So that's the big difference. So you have Group A and B, which is Mexico, Jamaica, United States. And then you have Group C, Panama, and those teams in Group C. Panama, Costa Rica, El Salvador, and it's only 2 teams come through a group, and then Canada in Group D. All right, so we expect Canada to be the winner of Group D. So if Group D winners come through to be Canada, they are going to be right here. They're going to be right here, and if Jamaica becomes the runners up, they are going to be the first place team for Canada to face. That would be in the quarterfinals. All right, and Canada is still one of the most difficult teams you have in the actual competition. So, and that bracket would have still give you the winners of Group B, which could be Mexico as well. Mexico, Haiti, Qatar, and Honduras. All right. So the first place of that. So if you fall second in Jamaica group, you're going to end up over here, which is Mexico and Canada. So those are 2 of the toughest teams in the actual tournament. So I'm just saying, if you finish second, you could look at things different because you're going to be facing teams that has the highest quality in our region. Whether or not they're bringing the highest quality in their squad, they still remain as the highest quality in our region. You see what I'm saying? Irie vibes, yes. Sorry about that, Africans. They got the internet chip you out. And then we have Filippo, Secret Lover, said USA first, Canada second, St. Kitts third, and Panama fourth, Costa Rica fifth, Trinidad sixth, Guyana 7th, Guatemala 8th, El Salvador 9, El Salvador 9, Jamaica 10, and Mexico 11th. Oh my God.
Okay, so let's have a real conversation about this. Let's have a real conversation about this. Where should Jamaica be putting itself? Where should it slot itself just starting this tournament? Where should they be?
As in rating, like what
ranking? Like 1 out. Like let's throw out Canada, US, because apparently for him he has Canada, he has US, Canada as 1, 2. I still think it's US, Mexico, Canada. Making the finals helps. I would have put them at 2 if they had won the final, but I think let's put 1, 2, 3 US, Mexico, Canada. 4, 5, 6. Who do you have?
All right, so you work on your. So you want with the list our top 10 teams in Concacaf? That's what you want?
Yeah, top 10. Let's go top 10.
All right, so top 10 teams. We're gonna go with top 10. Guys, please do smash the like button, share, and subscribe. All right. Jamaica Guna said, JD, I disagree. Winning is contagious. So is losing. Jamaica win the Gold Cup. We have other big players wanting to join, for example. Okay, fair enough. All right. Then we have a super chat. Massive respect, Juras. How you doing, man? Hope all is well with you and the family. I think the coach was really hired to get us to the World Cup. I don't think he will get sacked if he fails this one. And that's what I was trying to say still. That's what I was trying to say. O'Neill says Panama and Martinique coming out of Group C. All right. So, all right. Let me go. All right. Let me go. United States. All right. My number one team is USA. USA in the region. Number 2, I think it is still slightly Mexico. Mexico, they are rolling on for dear life, and then Canada third, and then after that, now knowing that Costa Rica going through a transition, Panama having their players, but Jamaica had it quality players, quality coach, and need some what is it, chemistry. I think at this point you have to still put Panama above Jamaica, but that's just based on chemistry. All right. Anything else, Jamaica would be better than them. For Costa Rica, I'm going to drop Costa Rica down 1 slot and put Jamaica in 5th. All right. Obviously, Jamaica has not proven anything, but I said because they have brought in new players now. Alcacer and Contreras and those guys, they are not firing at the level as yet. So I have to put Jamaica ahead of Costa Rica because Jamaica have similar problems, but Jamaica has the better players. So that's why I have to go with Costa Rica ahead of him. So that's that is 6 for Costa Rica. We'll put Costa Rica right there. Then I will have to go 80 at number 7. 80 at number 7 right here. And then after that, I would put in my Honduras team. Team. Then I will have to put El Salvador. Yes, El Salvador going in. El Salvador. All right. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then my 10th best team. Who can I drop in? Martinique does not have enough depth. So I can't drop them in. My 10th best team, surprising, I have to go with Suriname. You know? I think Suriname is my 10th best team. They still need work on gelling, just like Jamaica, but Jamaica's quality players are a little bit higher, and Jamaica has players before that was gelled a little bit higher as well. So Suriname make my top 10 just at the 10. So I have United States, Mexico, Canada, Panama, Jamaica 5th, Costa Rica 6th, 80, 7th, Honduras 8th, El Salvador 9, and Suriname 10, and then I will put Curacao at 11th. All right, Martinique and those teams. The reason why I don't put them higher is because I know that they don't have the quality in depth. All right, yes.
Who goes next? Who will go?
Yeah, you go, Tito.
Okay, so first I have the USA. Second,
all right.
Surprisingly, I have Canada.
Okay.
Mexico.
No, Tito, hold it. Because they are beating me. I put Suriname in the top 10. I've named out every other team. So, all right, I should say Martinique then. All right. I gave the same excuse for Jamaica, you know. So that means Jamaica should have been 6th then. You know what? I'm going to move Jamaica and put Costa Rica ahead of Jamaica because they have finished ahead of Jamaica. But I gave my reasons and put Jamaica ahead of Costa Rica without them proving nothing. You get me? All right. Sandra said Trinidad is better than Suriname. All right then. So let me put in TNT then. Just Trinidad is better than Suriname, man. That's what they want to convince me. All right. That's what they want to convince me.
They're living in the past.
I think they're getting the disrespect, guys. That is my top 10. Suriname is better than TNT. They are better than TNT, and it's 10 spot. I'm arguing. Why are so bad, man? I gave Jamaica 5th, and Jamaica don't deserve 5th because they have not done nothing. And I put them over Costa Rica. That Costa Rica made the damn World Cup. But yet still you guys are okay with we put Costa Rica below Jamaica when Costa Rica just made a World Cup and Jamaica never made nothing. Jamaica came 6th. But yet still when I put Suriname in the top 10, you're fighting about that. Come on, man.
Chidi, you're not going to win this. The
Go,
second you said Suriname, you weren't going to win. So just let's
yes,
move on.
let me just move on. I'd name my top 10 and leave me alone. All right. If Suriname is a top 10 in Concacaf, then Concacaf is bad. Okay. JD, Cuba would be in the top 10 right now. Or Marlon put Cuba in his top 10.
Oh, they
So
didn't.
it's okay. So Marlon put Cuba in his top 10. You see, that's what I love. Everyone giving their take.
Okay.
So wow. Marlon put Cuba
So
in his
now,
top 10. Fight him now. Fight Marlon. Go ahead, Tito. Go ahead.
yeah. So for me, number one, I have the US. Number two,
Yes.
I have Canada because they've been better
Okay.
than Mexico. Number three, I have Mexico. Number four, Panama. Number five, Costa Rica. Number six, Jamaica. Number seven, El Salvador. Number eight, Honduras. Nine, I have
Where you have Jamaica? Where you have Jamaica sixth?
yes.
Okay.
Let the Jamaicans come. I'll fight all of them.
Okay. Okay. So I put Jamaica. Where I put Jamaica? Fourth. No, fifth. Better than Tito. But yet still on the fighting against me. Go ahead, Tito.
And tenth, I couldn't come to the decision, so I put Curacao / Suriname.
Okay. All right.
But see, JD,
The
he
reason
can
I
do
did
it
that
because
because
your name's
there's
not
no
JD.
way in hell. There's no way in hell Trinidad is making that top 10. No way.
Okay, and look at this now. I now I figured it's me they don't like. Look at this. Kalinquist says JA is 6, no more, no less. Fabian Full, 6 is fear. I just said Jamaica is 5th. Wow. Pagan says 6 is fear. 6 is fear. But I just gave it
JD, it's
They
okay.
don't
It's
like
okay.
you,
We'll
JD.
run this for
They
you.
don't
You're
like
good.
you.
You're good. They don't like you.
wow.
JD, just mute your mic. We'll take over from here.
Yeah, man, go ahead, Africans, go ahead. I clearly learned today. So I hope they don't call me back when I'm actually not doing any live stream because now I'm seeing. Because I gave Jamaica 5th and they said it's okay for them to be 6. So they have sense when someone else talking. But oh my, okay, all right. It's okay. Go ahead,
Um,
Africans.
so yeah, same as you, Tito, to start off. USA, Mexico, Canada. That's your 3. Panama 4. I go again. Costa Rica 5. Jamaica 6. El Salvador 7. Honduras 8. Haiti 9. And then for 10, just because this is more of my heart versus my head here, I'm putting 10 Puerto Rico because I think they're coming. I think Puerto Rico is coming, and I think they will be there soon. But that is my top. That is my top 10. So that's how I feel about it.
At this point, I think it's time for the people from Curacao to start moving to England instead of the Netherlands. Because there's one thing that I realized: people from the Netherlands, they can't finish for nothing. We can't score goals. Suriname can't score goals. I think we got to the bottom of that one. It's the Netherlands' fault.
So blame the Dutch.
Okay.
They stole everything,
Okay.
including the finishing. Gotcha.
Okay. We have 30 minutes more and we have to get into a few more things. Pimp, the 478 says USA first, Canada second, Mexico third,
Qatar,
Jamaica fourth, Panama fifth, Costa Rica sixth, Qatar seventh, 89th, El Salvador 10th. I missed one.
did he say Qatar? I
No,
thought we were
no.
talking Concacaf.
No, we're
Suriname
talking,
10th.
yeah.
Okay.
Yo, 478, we're talking in the region, not in this tournament. We're talking in the region. So
Qatar shouldn't even be eighth if we were talking about the tournament, since Qatar is bringing like a B team to the tournament, missing so many players.
Okay. Well, Qatar will still come here and beat up a few of our teams. Just watch, because that's what they did the last time.
though. But we knew this. It's basically their U23. And I'm just saying, if anyone loses to Qatar's U23 team, I have words for you. What are you doing?
Okay, all right.
What are you doing in life? Like I will stop the tournament and be like, yo, Federation, what are you doing in life?
What are you trying to say? The U23's team is the team that played Jamaica. That's what you're trying to say. Or it was a mixture.
That was more of a mixture.
Yeah, because you have young players on it as well. So what are you trying to show? Because you always make some slight digs, you know. But I'm not going to defend the Jamaicans them here today because they are against me, you know.
The thing is that people that what I've realized is people take friendlies seriously for some reason. Friendlies is where coaches test out players or test out tactics. So people take friendly losses to heart. They shouldn't.
No, but friendlies are basically if they lose, you say, "Oh, it's just a friendly," and if you win, it's like, "But we beat them." Like think of like the friendlies back. What was it after 2018 when the USA played England and France, and then all of a sudden it was like, and they beat the Netherlands. When they lost, they were like, "Oh, well, it's a friendly." They beat Netherlands, but we beat the Dutch. It's like relax.
I'm never like that because you see, in a friendly, a lot of the time a team isn't at its 100. So I'm never like, oh, we beat them, we beat them. No. The only one that I've ever celebrated was our win against Bolivia because they had all of their best players, all of them, and we had a weakened squad. So I only celebrated that one.
Okay, Filippo says the best list of all time. JD needs to learn. Okay, thank you very much. Let's talk football. Says JD 5-6 is up in the year between Jamaica and Costa Rica. All right, fair enough. Blake Hilton coming. Jamaica Offie, 5th best in Concacaf.
No.
So Jamaica must be inside the top 5. Blake Hilton, so I don't know what metric because I've tried to use every metric and they burnt me out, so I don't know what to tell you. All right. Marlon says Costa Rica and Honduras are going through a tough time. I have said that and I gave my statement towards that. Costa Rica no win no game since World Cup. No, they won game since. No, they won game. They defeated Martinique. Coming through, they only lost to Panama. All right, so they won games. They won game. All right. Yes, this man have Jamaica 4th. Well, the man said what he said. You know, maybe some people have Jamaica 2nd as well. Jamaica is number 1 in my books. Win, lose, or draw is the best. But Dawkins, if I'm analyzing things, I can't be in the same reasoning plane. That's how life is. I'm okay with JA in the 5th position at this present time. We have some work to do for top contenders position. And remember that, guys, we are not going to face United States, Mexico, or Canada. So they are going to keep the 3 spots. They are going to keep it. All right? Yes. Guatemala beating Costa Rica, okay. JD, you have 2 pessimistic guesses today. Okay, well, they were here last week, so why is it they are?
Tito,
I don't understand.
Tito, you should smile more so they know we're happy. Okay.
So, I don't know. Sam Boy, big of yourself says, big show. Yeah, man, we are trying to make it in a big show. Then we have Kevin says, when this Gold Cup is over, we will truly see where Jamaica should be. Hopefully, we don't drop out in the first round. What?
No, you should not. No, JD, I'm cutting in here. You should not have, because this is not a good representation of where Jamaica is. This Gold Cup is not a representation of where Jamaica is. Let's be very honest here. If they win, because here's if you want to talk excuses, here are the excuses. If they win this tournament, all the teams, save maybe 2, will be like, okay, now beat us when we bring our real team. If you lose, if you don't make it out of your group in this tournament, then the current turns into you brought all this glitz and glamour, and you did what with it? Same thing you did last time when you brought no glitz and no glamour. This tournament should not be viewed as where you are in the region. This tournament should be viewed as where you could be, but it's not where you are. Because if you make that mistake, any failure that you have now is now stamped, and we look and say, okay, so you struggle against a B America, your best players. When Timothy Weah comes, okay, run he'll do.
I think that you're dropping out of the first round still, Kevin. But I don't know if Algrimson ever drop out of the first round.
It's
I get.
impossible for Jamaica to drop out of the first round.
No, no,
Quarterfinal,
We've
it's
seen,
not impossible.
Tito,
What are
we've
you
seen
talking
things.
about, man?
We've seen things,
Look,
Tito.
you know we're disrespecting the group, guys. Look at this. Look at this. You know, they said it's impossible for Jamaica to drop out of the first round.
Yeah.
Never wanted to have this conversation, but let me just look at it. Jamaica versus United States, the first game. All right. The second game is Jamaica versus Trinidad because Trinidad will be taking on Saint Kitts, and then the rivalry between Jamaica and Trinidad next game after that. And then the final game will be Jamaica versus Saint Kitts. So really and truly, if Trinidad gets the 3 points and Trinidad get anything against Jamaica, if Jamaica don't win against the United States, Jamaica might not make it through. You don't realize that. Or it's in their hands, but they have to score 1 billion goals against Saint Kitts just to qualify. So the reality is it's not impossible for Jamaica not to make it through. It's not impossible. And really and truly, if both of them end up on 4 points then, and Jamaica score less goal than Trinidad, you can't. We have to evaluate the team just the same and based on performance. You understand me?
because this Trinidad and Tobago hasn't been good since like what 2016, 2017.
Okay.
But here's the thing about Trinidad: once every blue moon, they can absolutely ruin something for someone. They can beat anyone once every couple of games. They might have a game that they beat a team that they were supposed to lose against. So that's the thing that sort of scares me about Trinidad. So you don't know if it's going to be against Jamaica. It might be against the US.
Yeah, but remember, they upgrade their squad, brought new players in. We have to show them some respect. The last time they played Mexico in this one, I betted Mexico will slap down Trinidad. And I can tell you, Tito, it's nothing like that. They camped the bus and they still created one chance. Being that it was one chance, they still could have won the damn game. You understand me? So they can be very tough to play against. No, they are not even conceding no goals with a better team. All right, so they had a worse team and went up against a better Mexico team and drew the game. All right,
if they
so
decide to sit back, you're not gonna score because their players are too hard to break down.
So Tito, with that said now, so what if they scored 3 goals against Saint Kitts? Obviously, I don't think that will happen because Saint Kitts is a good game. And we lost against the United States. It's a reality. You see, so that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. And people can't say, oh, the United States team was a bad team. You have to go down to metrics and start do some calculation. United States won the tournament last time with a worse team than this.
Yeah, you can't really judge much of it, but we'll have to see. It's gonna be the US versus Jamaica game. It's a hard game to predict. You don't know what you're gonna get from that, but that game could really much decide a lot for the rest of the group. If Jamaica lose, Trinidad gets that could put Jamaica in a big problem because
yeah, man,
Trinidad, it's over.
All right. And Sean, I want to have conversation with people. I never said nothing will happen. We are having a conversation. All right. I'm just we're just looking at a paper. That's why they brought the listing for human beings to talk on it. You understand me? Yes, and I'm just talking. All right. Yes. If you don't want, and clearly tells by you guys support other things. Clearly, you know, but it's okay. I will stay on sensible side. I'm just having a conversation. So if you don't, because I've never heard one person said we are going to 100% beat United States. So why is it we can't look at the rest of the games then? So you're going to tell me that we are not going to win the United States game and we have to qualify, see me? If we don't win the United States game, I don't believe that we are assured to qualify. If we don't win the United States game or draw the game, I don't believe we are assured to qualify. Because that means it comes up when people can make up tactics. And sometimes people can kill games by playing a certain way. So it doesn't matter how good you are. It's about how they break down the games in thirds to make sure you can't score. You know how hard it is to score on a team that does not want to score, but they're on the field to make sure you don't score.
Um, wait, hold on. But I'm gonna propose something. Since the Gold Cup starts tomorrow, should we do a prediction of the group stage?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do from a long while. But because obviously they
Okay,
want we to talk about
let's do
Jamaica.
that.
Then when we talk about Jamaica, they said we need to go to sleep. So
Listen,
some of these people need to just figure out what they want in life. You understand me? Because they
let's
said
do
we were not talking about Jamaica when we were talking about Curacao and Suriname. But no, we're talking about Jamaica. They're saying that we should go to sleep. Okay, then. Well, no problem. Then go at your places then where you can just hear about Jamaica and
let's
alone,
just
Jamaica alone on the field. Go at them places where Jamaica alone play football on the field. All
let's
right?
just
Yeah.
move on from this and let's do the predictions. Since we have like what 15 minutes left, let's make some predictions.
Listen to this now. Listen to this, brother. Okay, why you don't
Sure,
say
go for it.
USA don't get through? Africans, who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? Now Jamaica we da talk about. Yo, the man them yo. One day, man, just quit Jamaican content, period, just quit it and never come back. Me I tell you the honest truth, man. Some of them people hard for deal with, man. Annoying, man. You tell them, man. My
Yo,
goodness, man.
let's run these
God,
groups.
God, man.
Let's run these groups.
Yeah, come and go through the groups, yeah, man. Oh my God, man.
All right. So yeah, A, B, C, D. I can talk and do alphabet. Congratulations to me. Group A. Tito, what you got? What you got for Group A?
I'm gonna reach and I'm say hopefully Jamaica first, the US second, Trinidad third, Saint Kitts last.
St. Kitts last. Okay, Africans, go with yours.
See, I think how they go will go through, and I'm trying to avoid a team. So I'm going to go with USA first, Jamaica second, St. Kitts third, and Trinidad last.
Trinidad last.
I did not stutter with that. Yes, Trinidad last.
Trinidad last.
St.
That's
Kitts
very
third,
Wow.
bold.
and Trinidad last.
That's
Yes,
that's a very bold statement.
I feel bold today.
Uh, I think United States will come first. Jamaica comes second, and Trinidad come third, and Saint Kitts comes last. That's what I think. So let me write down my order.
Okay.
So I think Jamaica and United States will qualify here.
Yeah, let me start writing this down.
Yeah. So let me write down that so we can use it to predict the entire thing. United States first, Jamaica second. So that's Group A. Group A. All right. So Group B. All right. So we have Jason Gooden said Jamaica first, USA second, TNT third. All right. Yeah, man. It's okay. It's okay, people, man. It's okay, man. Let us try prove. We try to go into what they wanted. People asked we to talk about Jamaica. Then we start talking about Jamaica. Then because it don't always go just fantasy. Just look at what they support on Jamaican football streams, and it tells you what they want. They don't want nothing of sense. They want just drop madness, and they don't want me to talk about anything else. So you just get a nine sometime because if you can't talk reality, I don't want to do it. I don't know YouTube for AdSense, you know. All right, so this is Group B now. Group B.
This is hard group. This is a hard group to predict.
You think Mexico won't make it out?
Here's the thing. Okay, so what I will predict is Mexico first, since these games are gonna be like a home game to them, since of how many Mexicans there are in the U.S. So it's basically gonna be like a home game for them. Second,
Oh,
oh, second's hard. It's very hard. This group is hard to predict who comes second, third, and fourth. Uh, I want to say Honduras comes second.
Honduras comes second. Wow.
I want to say it because Honduras, on their day, can beat anyone. I'm going to say Haiti third, Qatar last. That's it. That's what I'm going with. I have a feeling
Okay.
I'm going to regret it. It's too hard to predict the group, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that
So
gut feeling.
you said Mexico and Honduras are going with.
Yes. I feel like Haiti is going to prove me severely wrong,
Yes,
but
I
here's
think
the
so.
thing. Here's the thing. The thing is they don't have Placide, and I don't know how this other
Yeah,
keeper
that's a
is. I
big.
don't know how good he is. So I'm sitting here, I'm like,
No, yeah, no Placide is big for Haiti, so that really is. Haiti's going nowhere. But yeah, I think the game that's going to I think Mexico runs this group. The game that I think determines who
Mexico
finishes
runs this
second
group.
is Haiti versus Qatar.
Haiti versus Qatar
Yeah,
is unpredictable.
9 points. 9 points easy.
9 points. Mexico
9
gets
points
you.
easy.
Wow. So you think United
Nine
States
points
will get 9 points in?
easy.
So hold on. So you think that Qatar is a poor? No, you said Qatar will use your younger players. Them. You think that 80 is a 80 is a soft team? I think 80 is better than Trinidad. Yeah.
JD. So here's what I'm saying. I think if Haiti beats Qatar, I think that gives them the run to finish second. If they lose to Qatar, I think Honduras finishes second.
Here's the thing. With Haiti, the one thing I'm looking at is when you look at Nazone is scoring like crazy in Bulgaria, and they have that new forward, Fafa Ficot. He
Uh,
has 1 or 2 caps for the US. He's been very good for Nashville this season. But the thing
80
is,
front line. 80 front line. Tito
is looking dangerous.
might be as good as almost any striking line. You know, they're
The thing
forward
that
players.
concerns me
Yeah.
is how will the midfield hold up or how the defense hold up, and how good is the keeper? I don't know anything about this keeper.
The keeper that I saw in the qualifiers, he was solid. They have a good keeper, man. What are you talking about? Oh, you mean you don't know anything about your keeper?
No, it's the
They
what's his
changed
name?
keeper.
That second keeper is going to be starting,
The
but
second keeper will be. Let me check Eddie Rasta
yes,
because.
because Placide isn't going.
Okay. That's
yeah.
okay. I thought he was on the roster. Okay, because I'm
No.
saying Eddie goalkeeper is one of the better keepers in the entire region. So, but he's not there. He's not there. So
Thing
I
is,
understand where he's coming from.
Qatar is bringing their second choice keeper, and with Qatar they always switch between the two keepers. So this keeper has a lot of experience, and he's also very young. He's 24, I think. 24,
Um,
25.
Before the game said it, 80 played Trinidad a few days ago. They tied 0-0. All right, Tito. Do you speak broken Dutch? Uh,
Broken Dutch? I speak fluent Dutch.
don't pay them in the mind. Don't pay them in the mind. Because no, you know why? Because in Jamaica you have English and then you have Patois. So they would have said, Ad Patwa is broken English. So he's just saying, if
No,
you,
no,
yeah,
no.
there are
In
some believe me, I just want a Christian platform.
in
I want a
in
Christian platform, so I don't have to fight. Every
I'll
time
make
I
it
come and
clear.
do lives, I'm stressed out.
I'll make it clear. In Curacao, we speak 4 languages. We speak Papiamento, which is the main language. It's a
Papimento?
Creole between Dutch, English, some other languages, Spanish and Portuguese.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the language that they speak in Cape Verde, which is the country from Africa. We we speak Dutch.
Tito, you don't have to answer, Tito. You
Now,
speak
I'll just
fluent
set this clear
English. You
because
speak
I feel like we will get more questions like this. We speak Dutch fluently because we're forced to learn it actually. English and Spanish, nothing else.
And you speak fluent English. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So you speak
Fluent
fluent
Dutch
English,
and
fluent
Spanish.
Dutch. That is perfect enough. You don't have to war with pagan. Pagan is our virgin, so pagan does not mean much there. But you have some troublemakers in the chat. They are gonna always be troublemakers. All right. Yes. So I
And
go for 80. I go for 80 and Mexico advancing.
Wait, are you going Haiti then? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
No,
trying
no,
to
no.
focus.
Mexico
Are
first.
you going?
Mexico first.
Okay,
No,
I'm making sure. I am
no, no,
making
no.
sure.
I never said 80 will win the group. I said Mexico first and then 80 second. That's what I'm going with for Group
I'll say
B.
this like it is.
Okay.
This is the most fun group to watch. This right here.
Yes, I think so.
Apart
It
from
is
I
the
think
most
I'm
Mexico,
going to
fun.
watch
it's
all of
perfect.
the games.
I just don't. Yeah. My bias is I don't rate this Qatar team. Period. I know what they did at the last Gold Cup. I know. I just don't rate them.
This
So
isn't
I
that
think
a few.
everyone should come over that group.
Yeah.
That's that simple for me. So
Listen, like no Afif, no Alhaidos, no
yeah.
what's that keeper's name? I don't remember that keeper's name.
I don't
And they're
know.
missing Pedro as well and a couple of others. This is
Yeah.
really a mixture of young and whoever else.
Yeah.
Jason said a deluded 80 pick by JD. I've named out my reason why I picked them. So how can it be deluded if I picked them because of a reason and I pointed out and said it's better than others in the same group? So that's what I said. So I stand by it. It has nothing to do with deluded. You understand me? I just said what I said. I don't know what you want to take it. The group C, group C, because we need to go into the final part,
Wait,
All right.
who do you have as third and fourth in Group B?
Group B. I
Yes.
think being that Qatar not bringing their best team, I think Honduras will take the third spot.
Okay.
Qatar is coming last
I just have to make
this
sure.
time around.
If
Yes,
you had
this time
Qatar
around.
up, we fighting. We fighting.
No. We're not gonna fight. Qatar coming last. If they think they're gonna come in the Concacaf and use their kids again, the disrespect not gonna fly this time in the region. All right, they're coming damn last. If they're not gonna respect the region. All right.
Thank God this is the last Gold Cup they'll be in. Thank God.
Yeah.
All right. So let me move on to Group C. Group C. Panama, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Martinique. I think this is going to be a good group as well.
This Panama first, Costa Rica second, El Salvador third, Martinique last. In that order.
What is it? What is it? What is it? Panama first.
Panama first, Costa Rica second. Although El Salvador, they can beat anyone because they'll make a match hard for every team they face. So they could edge Costa Rica.
Okay, okay.
And Martinique dead last. No points, nothing.
And
That's it.
See, are you seeing this? Now you're seeing this.
so why are you fighting against Martinique? Martinique looks like a good team,
Yeah, they are a good team. But I just wanted to.
So why you think they are not? That is a personal problem you have with Martinique?
No, it's not we faced them in the Nations League, so we faced them September, if I'm correct. We'll face them September. If the reports are correct.
Guys, Martinique is not such a poor team. I saw Costa Rica struggle against Martinique, and they are in the same group again. Don't be surprised if Martinique forced something in the end, people.
I do think, knowing El Salvador, they're the team that might draw against Martinique and give them a point.
Okay.
But El Salvador is that type of team. El Salvador is the type of team to beat the strongest, but draw or lose against the weakest.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Felipe said the last time I finished, I finished first. My girlfriend left me.
Oh my God!
What?
No. Why are you walking to that, JD? Anyways, my group is Panama, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Martinique.
All right, so I'm going with Panama and Costa Rica. Martinique and El Salvador will come. Yes, those two.
Third and
Costa
fourth.
Rica not getting out. Costa Rica
Costa Rica not getting
coming
out.
second. They are coming second in this damn group. All right. Yes, I've looked at
Panama
it.
have their number, and Hugo Perez will do things. It's Panama, Panama and El Salvador. That's what I'm riding with.
All right, fight all you want. I'm. we all pick Panama to win. We all pick Panama to win the
There's
group.
no fight. No, what?
All right.
Yeah,
So all right.
that's
So
what
and
I
then
say. No fighting. So no fighting.
all right. So Panama. And guys, tomorrow we're going to do an early stream for the Jamaican preview. So just tune into that. We have 180 people for the entire stream and we have not reached 200 likes. So clearly, you guys don't like the program. So I don't know what to tell you. All right. I saw people dying with laughter. All right. So the final group is Canada, Guatemala, Cuba, and Guadeloupe. According to Marlon,
it's easy to predict. So first place, Guatemala. Second, Cuba. Guadeloupe third. Canada dead last, no points. I still have my issues with the Canadians. I don't care.
So you said Canada coming last in the group. Let me know if you agree with Canada coming last.
I'm gonna say it like it is.
Rivalries,
I'm gonna say it like it is. Canada first, Guatemala second, third and fourth place are completely open. Although I do think Guadeloupe will beat Cuba.
Guadeloupe will beat Cuba.
The Guadeloupe, they have a good team. When you look at it, they have a good team.
All right, so Africans, because Tito in his feelings, and they are calling Tito the Curacao Drake, you know? So why are they calling you the Curacao Drake? you have to come out to your feelings, you know. If Curacao lost to a team, it's a reality, man. It's a reality. It's a pundit show, you know. It's a pundit show. You can't be coming to
Listen, I already gave the prediction. It's Canada first, Guatemala second, and I think Guadeloupe third, Cuba last.
Cuba last, but Marlon said Cuba is very good, yeah. So
they are, but Guadeloupe is also very good.
Yeah, we learned the last time when we played them. Fate and chopped Alva spoiled until I saw a vlogger crying after Fate and done with Alva spoiled. I'm telling you, man. Oh my god. So you do have some good players on Guadeloupe. They will do some good things as well. You know, they will cause some problems in this group. I think this group is gonna be tricky, you know. Guadeloupe, Cuba, Guatemala will be tricky, you know. It's not gonna be a sure 9 points for Canada. You know. I think Canada will struggle in this group, you know. They are gonna win it in the end, but they are gonna struggle.
The thing is, Cuba are missing Onel Hernandez.
That I agree with.
But yes. I honestly see Canada topping the group easily. Guatemala
easily.
Yes, easily. They should, honestly.
Okay.
And if I'm Herdman and we beat Guatemala and Guadeloupe, the last match against Cuba, I would put McGill in goal. See how he does.
Okay.
Just going.
O'Neal says,
I think they're gonna get 9 points, but they're gonna struggle.
You think they're gonna get all 9 points?
I think they'll struggle though. I think it'll be like a tough, a tough 2-1-0 win type games where it's just a muddy type of a game for all 3 games. And I think ultimately they come out with 9 points, but it's not like a comfortable, 3-4-1 win. I think that it's like 1-0 goes.
Okay, you're planning to 1-0 yourself to the finals like United States. O'Neal says, JD, Costa Rica will be finishing dead last in that group. All right. Belia headache sometimes, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Marlon says Group D could go down to goal difference. All right. So I don't know if every team, all of the main teams will be on the same amount. All right. Guatemala dead last. I do have Guatemala and Cuba to be fighting for third and fourth place. I think Guadeloupe will surprise people. Guadeloupe and Canada, I'm going with in this one. All right. Philippa Secret Lover says Jamaica won't make the Copa America. Okay, I don't. You're just trying to look war with the other people. All right, so we have pretty much come to the end. Or you want to go straight towards winning the entire thing? You want to look at it based on how we set up everything, but we never actually got the same thing on one sheet, so it's hard for we to pick the entire thing.
We can't do that. We can't go for the entire thing. What we can do is come back, and when the groups are finished, and then we
Yes.
give the predictions. We check the predictions that we made and what actually happened, and then we run down the groups, the knockouts. That's
Yes,
what we can do.
yes, agreed. Next week we can because we are gonna get all of those games next week, so we can really look at it and assess it. And we saw the teams them for ourselves, so we can properly evaluate who will come out of those groups. Think from the first game you're gonna know who will be coming out of these groups. I have a feeling.
Yeah,
JD, you don't
that's how
have
I look into it.
any dark ass. Okay, dark ass. Who you would put as a dark ass to win the entire thing? Before we go, the dark horse. Anybody who you see as a dark horse team? I think Jamaica would consider as one of the favorites team, so I wouldn't put them in the dark horse bracket. I wouldn't put Jamaica in the dark horse bracket. The dark horse team, I would say, want to make sure we pick one that surely will reach this part. Maybe
Mark,
maybe 80 or Guadeloupe will be the dark horse. 80 or Guadeloupe.
I want to say Panama dark horse, but I don't feel like they will be a dark horse.
Mm.
I feel like they're really gonna be cut up, and we're going to win this type of team.
So if we're eliminating the four teams that we have as like maybe that we think will win, I think dark horses for me are El Salvador and Haiti.
Okay, all right, fair enough, and that's what I was saying. Umza said, first match is tomorrow. You doing a live? Yes, I'm gonna be doing a live for it, and I'm gonna do the preview tomorrow, so we can give you an update in close to the game, and then we will be doing the live. Don't worry yourself. Messi Louis came in said 80 ranks higher than Jamaica,
Huh?
top 6. All right, so Asians them turn up at the end of the stream and saying that 80 ranks higher than Jamaica and they are in the top 6. You see? All right. And then we have our brother Anthem with a super chat says, if Jamaica do not get and keep their focus, we will be in for a big disappointment during this tournament. Oh Lord.
Mm.
And who you have as the favorites? Give you your top 3 for the competition. Just off the top, off base, just off the top,
Me,
and then next week now we will have more information.
off the
Yeah.
top, I'm gonna say favorites: Jamaica, Panama.
Fifth,
Listen. The reason that I'm saying Panama is when you look at the recent performances, they've been amazing.
Okay.
Panama has been amazing,
Oh, okay.
and
I
I'm
agree,
gonna
Jason.
say, why did you have to make it 3? Why?
yeah,
Yeah.
but 3 is realistic. Give you a top 3, best
Top
team
3,
because
and I'm gonna say Panama, Mexico, possibly depends what Mexico we get. although they are hyping up this new this interim coach, they're hyping him up like crazy. And should I keep Jamaica? I don't know what Jamaica we're gonna get. Jamaica is really unpredictable.
Yeah, but okay, but look on paper. If you're looking on paper, honestly, the three favorite for me at least, the three favorites are USA, Mexico, and Jamaica. Those are the three teams. Two of those three teams should be in the final. If you look at it on
Yes.
paper, if you factor in Concacaf, one of
Mhm.
those three teams will be in the final. But on paper, two of those three teams should be in the final. USA, Mexico, Jamaica,
If
two
we're
of those
going
three
on
teams should be in the final.
if we're going on paper, then yeah, it's easily Mexico, Jamaica, and the U.S. But if we're going on performances, Panama makes a pretty good. Panama, yeah,
I don't
you
know what's going on, Tito, but
What
look
do they
like you,
do? Yeah,
you get a
I
Panamanian
think you,
girlfriend or something.
I think your internet's trying to
listen,
stop you from saying something, Tito. So I
listen,
think listen to your internet connection.
listen. Panama, I think they are going to surprise everyone. Possibly, possibly make the final. Possibly. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying there is a good chance if they play this tournament the way that they've been playing recently, they might just win it all.
Okay.
Okay.
My top three in this order. Um, I revive said JD80, like Suriname and Curacao, always feels to live up to the hype.
Yo, these people are coming for your
But
passports,
I
JD.
revives, you should be putting Jamaica in that as well, because Jamaica feel to live up to the hype as well.
True.
So
And
really and truly,
if we're saying it,
um,
Caribbean teams fail to live up to the hype.
yes, because no, but I revive saying that 80, Suriname and Curacao fail to live up to the hype, but I'm saying that Jamaica failed to live up to the hype as well because I think Jamaica is more hyped than all of these teams, every
Yeah.
single one of these teams. But we have not achieved nothing as well, just as them. It's just hard for we from this region to get through because of these top three teams, and that is the problem. And then you have the we have the Curacao. Near me, no, we have this the Costa Rica, the Honduras, then you have the Panamas, and so it's hard for you
I
to
don't
get
know.
out in four spots when you have three spots almost gone to other guys,
I'm not,
so that's why.
I'm gonna say
But
this.
let me give my mine, and then I can let you in. Mine, I think the favorites for the tournament is Mexico.
Yes.
Mexico is the favorites. United States is second, USA is second, and I want to say that Jamaica and Panama, Jamaica and Panama joined third for the competition. Jamaica and Panama joined third for the competition. This is just what we're doing on
And
paper, just coming in.
Okay.
Next week we will have a better understanding of the
Yeah.
games. When we see Jamaica play and we see Panama play, if Jamaica don't look good against the United States, then Panama will take that third spot. If Mexico looks good, so it go. If Jamaica look better than United States, then we
Mhm.
shift Jamaica over to the second spot. But we live in a realistic world. When we see the thing will change. But going in, Mexico would I think Mexico would be the strongest team, based on what I saw, with their quality and how all of them know each other. Yes, I would put them first. The United States because they're the champion, and I would put Jamaica slash Panama as the third place team.
I
That is
think
mine. Go ahead,
I
Rodriguez.
I think Mexico might just win this because the coach that they brought in is the same coach that got their Olympic team of 2021 third place in the Olympics. So that's why they're hyping up this coach up. So I think they will make it to the final, but for second I have the US, third Jamaica and Panama. It's hard to choose between those two.
Yeah, I think that's
That's fair.
fair.
I think I have one last question for you guys that just popped into my head right now.
Mhm.
depending on how long we're going to go here. It's Jamaica related.
No, man, we are done after this.
Okay, we're done at this. Okay, so this
Mhm.
will go another 10. When it comes to Hogmanson, all right, what does he have to do in the Gold Cup to put himself in the category of the best coaches in this region? So for me, prior to Nations League, I had my three best coaches that I think are in this region are Christensen, Perez, and Herdman. Do I still feel the same way about Herdman? Maybe. I don't know. But those were my three best coaches
Here's-
that I have in the region at this
here's the
point. What does Hogmanson have to do, you think, to enter that conversation to be part of that group of
Here's the thing.
best coaches in the region?
If Hogmanson wins it, he's not gonna get any credit. Gonna be like, oh, look at Jamaica, they have a front line of only Premier League players, one of the best defenders, easily top 5, top 10 best center backs in the Premier League this past season. So if for him to be a top coach, I think it's gonna take him Nations League.
Okay.
Because they're gonna look at the Gold Cup and say, "Oh, the U.S. brought a BC team, Mexico as well. They didn't have their best players, Canada as well, so they're not gonna give him any respect if he wins it."
Well, I think if he wins the Gold Cup, definitely people will start taking him serious. You get me, both Jamaica and also on the Concacaf stage. So that's where I'm
I have
gonna
a feeling even if he wins it, some Jamaicans are gonna find something negative
Yeah,
about
but
it.
that is the Jamaicans them
But
that
those are
that
fans.
wanted him from day one. And no,
Yeah.
and some of the persons in big positions, they're gonna say Tapa brought them to the finals with a worse team and all sorts of story. As if
Yeah.
like the guy can beat someone different than what is not in front of him. You understand me?
I'm just happy we're talking about 2014, 16, not 1998. But I think for me, the answer is he needs to. I think two things need to happen. I think for him to enter, the conversation, to be in the group, I think he needs a deep run at the Gold Cup. Regardless, you need to do it. People are talking like BJ Callahan is the best U.S. coach, and he just took their best talent pool and actually won a final. And I mean, there's a joke out there with U.S. Twitter, USMNT, is that BJ Callahan is about to have Greg Berhalter's resume in 4 months because he was able to do the same thing, Nations League and Gold Cup. What else does he need
He
to
did
do?
amazingly.
He did. I think he's their best coach. If you want to be
He
perfectly
was
honest.
BJ is the assistant coach
Of the assistant.
of the assistant coach. So what he's done is amazing.
Yeah. And
But
I
he's
think
gonna-
they're for that. But that comes down to keeping your tactics simple, and that's what I'm going to look at Hogmanson. He has talent now. Can he keep the game plan simple enough where the players can stay in a system, but then also be able to play without thinking too much? That was the one
That's the
criticism of the U.S.
in-
that we had during World Cup qualifiers. It looked like they were thinking too much on the pitch.
That's
And
with-
BJ did it. Yeah.
With international football, you have to keep the tactics simple because you don't have a lot of time to implement anything with the players. You have to look for something simple, but something that will be effective.
Yeah. I think for me, Hogmanson enters the top 4 if he gets a deep run here and he makes the Copa.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. I think we should end it here because JD
Yeah.
is over there struggling to stay
That
awake.
man is struggling. Look at that yawn. Like, it's tough. So
Well,
they're trying to burn all his passports now. He hasn't
So
received his
people,
Jamaican one,
it's
so
12
they haven't
o'clock,
heard it.
12 o'clock, and I'm going to get some sleep. Tomorrow, we will come back with the preview on the Imaxit channel, and I'm going to stream the game on the Imaxit channel. You know, I feel comfortable streaming the game on the Imaxit channel, you know. So we're going to do it over there. So make sure to follow us on both platforms and we will get the job done. I think this was our next good one. So next week, hopefully Tito is back again. Africans is back again. And for Sean, yes, prayers go to Sean and his family, man.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, because a sad situation. So that's why you never saw Sean. Personal situation. Obviously, he will have to share that with his fans that he has here. But that's the reason why I never saw him for the Suriname game and stuff, you know? Yeah. Because family comes first. And as what I said, the guy does not have a turn up. regardless of the situation. You know, family comes first, to be honest. Yeah, so condolence to Sean and his family, you know? Yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, so
Yes.
people, please do smash the like button on your way out. Share the contents. Follow up the conversation, and the conversation is getting better and better, and that's what I really wanted to move away from. Just a bag of drama every day, you know, more educational, and we keep on learning and improving as a family, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I guess last words before we shut off. JD,
Yeah,
anything
man. Go
left
ahead. Go
for?
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I think this will be an interesting Gold Cup. There are teams that we are talking, we are hyping up. Jamaica is, I think, the story of this tournament so far because of the team they're bringing. But then again, we also saw the U.S. win this with their quote unquote B team. So I don't think this is as cut and dry. It'll be interesting. I think the first game could go either way. I think it definitely suits Jamaica to win this group because their pathway is a little bit easier. But I think it's going to be a good Gold Cup. And looking forward to seeing the matchups. From a Canadian perspective, I'm just looking forward to seeing patterns of play and seeing what players are able to do. And I'm hoping we see a couple names emerge that can start to be integrated into that senior team because that's what I'm looking for. But overall, looking forward to see what we see on the pitch, and it should be another good Gold Cup. And for Concacaf, they hope that the U.S. and Mexico make the finals because they can make money that way. Sad but true.
All right, so Tito, yet again, massive respect. Thanks for coming on, Tito. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man, no
No
problem.
problem, Jason. Massive respect. Hopefully, you can join the next time, and we can have we can chop it up and keep on improving the contents going forward, guys. This is what I enjoy doing, and this is how I like to talk. I don't like to be boxed in and just be talking about Jamaica, whether you like it or not. I saw a few of the people said I should just talk about Jamaica. I was not. I have never signed up on YouTube for that. I was already one of the biggest YouTubers without ever talking about Jamaica. So I want to talk about anything I want to talk about. All right. Yeah, man. So if that's the reason why you support me because I was signed to Jamaica, you can unsubscribe. All right. Yeah, man. But massive respect to the real ones, them that supports me because I am studying. I just don't just build videos to hold corner shop. Respect to you guys, you know, because you guys are the ones taking Jamaica forward, you know. Yeah, man. So thanks it again, Tito, and everyone that came in and Africans as well. Yeah, man. And prayers up for Sean and his family. Peace out.